Haters motivate me. Because when they talking about me, that means I'm doing something.
You see, while you're over there watching me and talking about me, I'm working. I'm working hard. I'm taking things to the next level. You keep gossiping and I'll keep working. You keep talking smack and I'll keep working. You keep focusing on everything and everyone else and I'll keep working. And when you finally look around at where you are and where I'm at, you'll realize that you have nothing left to talk smack about. And you will lose and I will win.
That person who was your hater, they thought they defeated you. That person who told you you'll never amount to anything, they thought they defeated you.
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode to the Galaxy Pod, hosted by yours truly, Slim. I'm back at it again, here to discuss the Golden State Warriors, recapping their game last night against the Portland Trailblazers, and diving into other three different things. But before we get into that, make sure you follow me on Twitter at R2R30111 if you haven't already. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like the video and comment. It's something positive as always. So with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So Warriors versus the Blazers last night. Final score 106-110. The Warriors win. A lot of things to take away from this game. Watching it was a lot to take notes upon, but with that being said, let's get right to it. So Steph Curry, heroic second half for us. In the second half, he had 22 points, 7 of 10 shooting, and 4 of 7 from the three-pointer. He did so much better in the second half because in the first half, he had 9 points, 1 of 8 shooting, and 1 of 6 from three-point range. So overall, he finished the game with 31 points. And as I mentioned, in the second half, he went off. He had 4 threes and 7 of 10 shooting from the field. So shout out to Steph for setting the tone in the second half, getting the fans involved, just being aggressive on both ends, being that leader, being vocal, and telling guys to get after it as a leader should. So Steph willed us home. He had hit the dagger three in the last, I think, minute or 2 minutes of the game. But yeah, overall, I did not expect for us to be in a close game against the Portland Trailblazers, no lie. But don't get me wrong, this is a young, talented, upcoming team. I mean, they got a lot of young pieces over there. Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp, Anthony Simons, Matisse Thybulle, Chamara, Aiden Grant. Well, those guys not young, but Aiden Grant, Rodwell, Brogdon, they got a lot of pieces over there. A nice head coach in Chauncey Billups. So for years to come, this is a team that teams should keep on their radar when they're going against them because this team is very talented, man, for sure. But Shaden Sharp and Anthony Simons both scored 25-plus points last night. We can contain those guys in the first half, to be more exact. I mean, they were just having their way, and we just couldn't do nothing about it. But the second half was a different story. Shout out to Steve Kerr for coming to his senses and playing Jonathan Kuminga in the second half. In the first half, J.K., he did not play. In the second half, he had a huge impact. He finished the game with 13 points, 66 from the field, 2 steals, and the highest plus-minus on the team, plus 13, all in 17 minutes. Mind you, he didn't play in the first half at all. He only played in the second half, but just a testament to J.K. professionalism, always being ready when his number is called upon. You never know. He could have been mad and frustrated that he didn't play in the first half and wouldn't have came in the game and have made an impact like he did, but he did make an impact. So shout out to him. Also, last night when he came into the game, he slowed Anthony Simons down. Overall, he held him to shoot 1 of 4 from the field. That's 25%. And 0 for 2 from three-point range. That's 0%. So him coming to the game, he was a game changer. Like his athleticism, full court pressing, hustling, getting after it. So, with guys like J.K., we're going to need that against young Portland Trailblazer team, Thunder, Pacers, all around the league as young teams, we're going to need guys like him to be able to play. I mean, I was kind of shocked Steve didn't play him in the first half because this is type of game, if you ask me. He just match up well with those guys. Like I mentioned, this is a young team. They run up and down the court real fast. No doubt about it. Steph, Clay, Dre, they all getting older, so you can't be kind of selfish towards the youngest and not play them. So, yeah, I thought Trace Jackson Davis should have got some minutes as well last night. Even if it wasn't nothing but spot minutes, 4 minutes here, 3 minutes there. He definitely would have made an impact, in my opinion. Just running up and down the court with those guys. Pods, he was pretty good. He had a huge 3 last night and been rebounding the ball pretty well, as always. So, I like what I'm saying for him as well. But the real thing here is Steve Kerr. He quoted something last night that I've been looking at. It just caught my attention because it's crazy because most of the guys with the Warriors fan base has been saying this. So Steve came out last night and said, we may have to think about moving the starting lineup around game to game depending on matchups. He said, I still like to get something solid, but we haven't really established anything. The key words that stood out to me was move the starting lineup around. I mean, it's no secret we're 22 games in. Honestly, this starting lineup just isn't it. Like alone, I like what he brings to this team, but it's just tough to kind of get a consistent thing going on offensive end because he's not really a presence. Like teams don't respect him. He really can't finish at the rim well, knock down jumpers, or he's not a lob threat or anything like that. And so when Steve inserted Dario Saric in last game against the Clippers, I like that move because what Dario brings to the team, he can shoot the ball. He's more of a threat offensively, rather. So, yeah, but Loon's not the only guy. Clay should be considerate of moving to the bench as well. Depending on certain matchups, I'd say. He don't have to just ride the bench for the rest of the year, but certain matchups against young teams like this, I feel like guys like Moses can rise to the occasion as he did last night. He was huge. Can't give nothing but love to him. He's just been phenomenal all season long, coming in off the bench, providing energy on both ends. So that year 3 leap is definitely here for him. But yeah, Clay, we should definitely consider moving to the bench. Certain matchups, same thing. Maybe with Wiggs because he has been struggling offensively as well. But I don't know. Only time will tell. But me personally, I'd probably do like a Steph, Moody, Wiggs, Dre, and Trace Jackson Davis lineup just to see how that go. I always remember it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. So if you Clay, you get moved to the bench, just have that mentality. I know this is your contract year, but we're trying to win games here. And last night it wasn't so great. He shot 3 of 13 from the field, 1 of 8 from 3-point range. Wiggins 3 of 12 from the field, 0 for 1 for 3-point range. So, offensively they have been struggling. But we just need to see if we can unlock that consistency from both of them. That's the real question here. Can we get that consistency from Wiggs and Clay? On the offensive end, defensively, they both was pretty good, I'd say. Offensively, not so great, like I mentioned. Their numbers was terrible, but we should see. Maybe we should mix it up a little bit and see how it goes. I'm glad that Steve came out and said that about moving the star lineup around certain matchups because he always gave me the impression that he's going to stick to the script no matter what goes on. But that's kind of selfish and kind of arrogant as a head coach. Like, if Clay's struggling and Moody has it rolling, there should be no way you should play Clay over Moody. He's on fire. I mean, that already happened. Like last week when we played the Kings, I forgot who he benched Moody for, but Moody was hot. And I think it may have been Clay. He brought Clay in. But, we're trying to win a championship. We cannot be doing that. Like, whoever got the high hand deserves to stay out there. They earned it. They have been willing us to the end of this ball game to win it. So can't be selfish and stick to no script. It's just kind of crazy to say. He didn't say necessarily. It's just the vibe I got from him. He's just going to stick to this certain lineup. But that shouldn't be the case, especially with the weapons that we have off the bench. So, yeah, but last night, Draymond was great. He has been great as of late. I say I give him his credit, being more assertive on the offensive end, being more than just a passer, just looking for his own shot, knocking down shots, getting to the free throw line, knocking them down. He's shooting like 84% from the free throw line, so that's pretty good for a guy like him. And last night he was 1 rebound away from a triple-double. He had 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. So, yeah, he's 1 assist away from a triple-double, my bad. Not 1 rebound, 1 assist away from a triple-double. So, yeah, he was rebounding the ball very well last night. He had 2 block shots. So, he was huge for us last night. So, but this team last night, I know like in the NBA, it's a talented league, and rightfully so, but you'll take a win if you can. But last night, the win versus the Blazers doesn't do nothing for me because there's no way that game should have been that close. Like, if we talk about winning a championship, things like this just cannot go on. Like, we got to build an identity. We still haven't done it yet. We're 20-plus games in. Like, don't get me wrong. I know guys been in and out the lineups, and that's understandable. But at the end of the day, we can't unlock that consistency on both ends and building that identity that we know that we can have. We're not going to compete, and that's just it. Like, the real question coming in here is that can we get consistency from Clay and Wiggs? Steph can't do it all offensively. Like Draymond, he been stepping it up. Dario, he's been more aggressive offensively. No doubt about that. Him and CP got that thing going on. Like last night, he was practically only looking for him to a certain extent, but that's a discussion for another episode. But Chris Paul, he's been initiating the offense and being the leader. Moses and JK, they both been nice, but if Clay and Wiggs ain't providing that 18-plus points a game that we know that they can bring to this team, then we're not going to win anything. So, it's tough to say, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Like, may have to consider reevaluating the team at the trade deadline. I hate to say it, but we have to be better. And last night was a terrible game for us. Although we won, but it was just terrible. That was pretty much it on the recap, I'd say. But there should never be a moment this season where Jonathan Kuminga is dang near about to not play a game. That's wild to me. As a matter of fact, next game we play the Thunder. Trace Jackson-Davis, Paz, Moody, and Kuminga should definitely get a lot of minutes in that game. I don't care who you have to sit. This is a young rising team. They have been so elite all season long. With us, we can't go around playing around because they have been hooping. They have been consistent. They may have our number to a certain extent just because how young they are. They can run up and down the court. So, yeah, but we'll see how that go. Well, hopefully, we build some consistency right away. And then we don't have to trade nobody. But if not, then we definitely have to look to reevaluate this team quicker than later. So, yeah, but next game against the Thunder, we should win the game. But if not, then I don't know. But the Warriors know what they have to do, no secret about it. But, yeah, that's moving on. Luka Doncic, 40-point triple-double. He had 29, 10, and 10 with 6 made three-pointers at the half. Special talent. The league is in great hands, I say. Like I mentioned, he finished the game with 40 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. So Luka is special. And they blew the Jazz out by like 40. So, yeah. League's in great hands when the OGs retire, Steph, KD, Bron, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, but just had to recap, get my thoughts about the Warriors versus the Blazers game. We have to be better for sure. We want to compete for a title. So, yeah. But that's pretty much it. Make sure you follow. But tomorrow check out my guy Scotty Talks. I'm going to join with him, be on his show. We're going to discuss around the league, the in-season tournament, and giving our players of the week, offensive player of the week, and defensive player of the week, and things like that. But make sure you subscribe to his channel. We'll be on there like tomorrow around the same time today. And yeah, but follow me on Twitter if you haven't already at R2R30111. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video. Comment something positive as always. And with that being said, we out. Peace.